Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing another tag grading reveal. I just got a submission back from Tag. I sent a few PC cards for myself, as well as a few for some buddies. So we have those to look at today. We're going to dive into the dig report and what that looks like, a more in-depth view into that from what we did last time. As far as grading goes, I really only grade PC cards, and that's just because I like them to be encapsulated, protection, and I personally really like the look of Tag slabs specifically. So in terms of other companies, I don't think it really matters as far as PC cards go. Grade with who you like. If you like PSA, grade with PSA. You like Beckett, grade with Beckett. I like Tag. I like what they're doing. I like the AI aspect of it. I think it's really interesting. I do really like the report. That's probably the biggest thing for me, is understanding grades and why the grade is what it is, which I think the dig report is a pretty cool thing to have with that. So we're going to dive right in and see what we got. I have, I think, 5 JJs in the submission, so we will find out what we got. So this looks like it's going to be our Prism Silver. So this one got a 9. So Prism Silver. We're going to take a look here now at the dig report and see why it got a 9. So here we have a better in-depth look of what a Tag dig report actually looks like. So we were looking at our JJ McCarthy Prism Silver. We got a 9 on this. So first thing we notice is the pop report. So we have pop reports for how many cards of this particular card have been graded. So we can see that there have been 4 total mint graded and 5 total overall. Then we have a ranking of the highest graded for each grade. So we are the highest rated mint and actually the highest rated overall grade. So what that comes down to is their 1,000-point score. That's how they differentiate that. We did not pay to get that 1,000-point score, so we can't actually see that, but we know that we got the highest score of any Prism Silver of JJ McCarthy that's been graded. And then it gives you chronological too. So we were the 4th mint graded and the 5th card graded overall. So we scroll down here and we have our surface defect transparency. So if we have any surface defects, we can slide this little bar over and we can actually see those in the negative image, and they're actually usually pretty easy to see. I don't think we had any on this card, but if we had some surface defects, we would be able to see them there. They would also be pointed out as well. So then we get a report of our centering, corners, edges, surface, and the dimensions of the card. So we can see that our corners were good, we had no dings, edges were good, no dings, surface was also good, no dings. If we look at the centering, the back was pretty good, and the top to bottom on the front was also pretty good. It was the left to right on the front. We had 57-43. So the range to get a 10, the centering on the front needs to be within 55-45 for your left, right, and your top, bottom. So that's where we're going to get our 9. So if we scroll down here, we got the defects identified of notable grade significance. So this is going to be where they note the main reasons why you got the grade that you got, so that we can see there was no surface defects, no corners, no edges. It was just the centering. The left to right centering on the front was 57-43, where we need to be within that 55-45 on the front to get a 10. So then we have a little map of the dings. Again, if there's any surface, it would show on here the exact location. It also shows a more in-depth breakdown of the centering percentages. So it says 57, 43. We can actually see it's about 56.5 and 43.5 on that. And then we scroll down further here and it will show our edges, our corners. So this is all part of the 1,000-point score. The fray, the fill, the angle. So the closer those are to 1,000, the better. 1,000 would be perfect score. So you will get these numbers even if you do not pay for the 1,000-point score on your slab. So you will get to look at these. They just obviously will not be printed, etched on the slab. So we can look at those. Then you will get detailed images of your corners and your edges, along with a breakdown of the score they got. So we can see our images here. Corners were pretty good. Top left, that fray at 850. It's the lowest number I see on here. And then we look at the back as well. So the top right had a decent amount of fray at the top. And the bottom as well had some. Then we look at our edges, and they were almost perfect, almost 1,000 for all of those. And then the back edges, pretty good as well. And then we scroll down even further, and we are going to get our slab images. So these can be used for eBay sales or social media. These are super nice to get. They're nice images. Usually they have pretty good angle of the card, so you get to see some of the shine. The black background obviously looks pretty good, so it's nice to get these images. They'll show you two kind of previews, and then they have a number at the bottom here that you can download as well to use. So it's a good look at what a dig report looks like, and the reason we got a 9 on this particular card was because of our front centering. So we're going to look now at our second card here after looking at the dig on that JJ Prism Silver. So this is going to be the Airborne Pandora that I pulled out of Rookies and Stars. So if you watched my first Rookies and Stars hobby, I pulled this JJ Airborne Pandora out of 125, and we got a 10 on that one. Nice. Really cool looking card. Looks really good in the slab. Obviously a 10 is awesome on that. So out of 135, sorry, not 125. Really cool looking card. I think we will take a look at the dig report for this just to kind of show you what it looks like when we get a 10. So here's a look at the dig report for our JJ Airborne Pandora. So as you can see, we got a Gem Mint 10 on it. Pop ranks are first across the board. There won't be anything to see in our negative image because there were no dings. So if we scroll down, we'll see the centering was really good on this, 50-50 and 52-48. I think the parameters for a pristine 10 on the back, we needed to be within 55-45. So I think we were really close to getting a pristine 10 on this one if the left-right on the back was just a little bit more centered. So as you can see, there are no surface, corner, or edge dings. Nothing to note when we have a 10 for the grade significance. Again, you'll still get this map. You'll still get the scores that show you the edges and the corners. 1,000-point score. So we did pretty well across the board on that as well. No surface defects. You will still get the images of your corners, back and front, as well as the edges. Again, those did very well. 1,000 pretty much across the board. and then obviously you will get the graded images as well. So that's kind of what it looks like when you do get a 10. Obviously very happy to get a 10 on this one. All right, so we're going to move on to our next card here. Should be another JJ. This is going to be our auto. So again, if you watched our Phoenix H2 video, I pulled this out of an H2 Phoenix. So really, probably the best pull I've ever had personally. So that one got a 9. So I don't think we'll look at the dig report for this. I've looked at it ahead of time. There was only one ding, and I can see it right here if the camera will focus. There's a little bit of a surface scratch right up there in the top left corner there. So that's what we got dinged for on this one. Other than that, it was a perfect card. Centering was good. So unfortunate that I didn't notice that surface scratch there. But a super cool looking card. Always love the Pandora parallels, so really cool to get that one slabbed. That one's going to look good on display. So I think I have 2 more JJs here. And then I have a couple from some buddies. This is going to be a Mosaic Silver. That one we got a 9 as well. So we might dive into the dig report on these last 2 JJs. So we'll have a look and see why we got a 9 on this guy. So looking at the dig report for our Silver Mosaic JJ, so we got the 9 on it, obviously. Look at the pop report. There are 2 currently graded. We have the highest ranked grade overall so far, so that's cool. We'll have the negative here. Let's take a look first and see what we got dinged for. So just looking at it, corners, edges, surface, no dings, but our centering. So if we look at the front centering, the top to bottom is 57-43. We need to be within 55-45 to get a 10, and we should see that on the notable grade significance. Yeah, so it's centering. So the only thing we lost out on this, unfortunately, was for centering. We can see all our 1,000-point scores there again as well. Corners, front and back, edges as well. And then we will have our graded images down here also. But yeah, we were very close to getting a 10 on this guy. Unfortunately, just lost out a little bit on the centering. So we'll take it. 9 is still fine by me for my PC. I think looking at this helps me look over cards as well too when I send them in, to have a better understanding of what exactly I'm looking for. So that is why we got a 9 on the Silver Mosaic. So now we should have our last JJ here. It's going to be an Optic Holo. Another one I pulled in my Optic video, if you saw that one. So that one got a 9 as well. Awesome. The shine on that is super nice. Just love. I have a black display case background, so the slab looks super good in it. Really pops the label up here, so I really like that. We will take a look at the dig report for this guy as well and see why we got a 9 on this one. So now we're looking at the dig report for our JJ Optic Holo, which we got a 9 on. So as we can see, it's 1 across the board in the pop report. We'll look at our negative image in a second here. Let's take a look and see. So our centering looks good. So we do have a ding on the surface. Corners and edges are fine. It looks like we have 1 ding on the back. So looks like there is a surface ink defect on the top portion of the card. So if we look here, ink defect across that whole top part there. So it's too bad. It's something I didn't notice when I sent in. Otherwise, the card looked pretty good. Obviously, the centering was good. There were no issues with the corners or the edges. I feel like this is something that if you were to grade without a report, it would be something that would be hard to tell just by looking at it, and it would definitely be a card where I would be questioning why I didn't get a 10. So it is nice to have that so that I do know why it got a 9, and I can kind of look at the card and see, and most of the time knowing exactly what I'm looking for, I can tell what the defect is, especially with surface stuff. So that is why we got a 9 on the Optic Holo. All right, so the rest of these are cards that I sent in for my buddies. I send with a group submitter, so they come back as I'm showing you. If you are to submit yourself, you can get them wrapped, so they come to you wrapped like a pack of cards, which is kind of cool. Some people might think it's a little bit gimmicky, but if it's for a PC thing, I think it's kind of a cool way to open and see the grade that you got. But that's why I have them like this and not in those packs, is because I submit with a group submitter. So we will see what else we got here. So I think this is going to be a Roddy White auto. And that one got a 9. So that's pretty good for a 20-year-old card. Rookie auto for Roddy White. But he is a Falcons fan, so I think he was pretty happy getting a 9 on this one for an old card. Really cool card there. I don't think we'll go into the dig report on any of these. We'll just have a look and see. So the next one here, it's going to be a Marvin Harrison. It's going to be a rock out. This is for my brother, actually. He's got a 9 on that one. So that's a green out of 25. Cool looking card. Very nice. And then behind that, oh, this is a nice one here. It's again for my brother. Got this Marvin Harrison Uptowns. That one got a 10. That's a sick looking card. Looks really cool in this slab. Super shiny. Obviously love to get a 10 on a case hit. Looks really good. I think we will have 2 more here. So this is going to be another Marvin Harrison. Stellar Rookies. That one got a 10. Nice. So this is just the base Stellar Rookie, but man, that looks good. Shine on that is crazy. Really pops. So obviously happy with a 10 on that one. Really cool looking card. I know it's a base insert, but it is a very good looking base insert. There are parallels of this, but really cool looking card there. And then our last card, I believe, is a 1/1 Marvin Harrison. So do you ever grade a 1/1? That's the question. It's out of Panini Black, and that one got a 7.5. So maybe in this case, don't grade a 1 of 1. He wanted it just in a slab to keep it safe and protected, so I'm sure he would have liked a better grade on this one. So I think that there was only really one ding on it, and you can kind of see it in the light. There is a pretty good dent in the back of the card right there. See it in the light there a little bit. So I think that was really I think everything else was good, which is too bad that it took it down to a 7.5. Even if it was an 8, it would be a little bit better, but still looks really good. Cool looking card. This is the Platinum 1 of 1 out of Panini Black. So really cool looking card. Just love the look personally of the tag slabs, and that's why I grade my PC stuff in them. Let me know what you guys think. Have you tried grading with tag yet, or would you be interested in grading with tag? If you don't, who do you like to grade your PC stuff with? If you do grade your PC stuff, let me know in the comments. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Maybe think of subscribing. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. We will see you in the next one.